who's as adamant about his or her position as I am about mine, whom you think is sharp. Seriously, we know that. And another thing, we heard him say that... Hey sports fans, Larry Elder here. Welcome to episode number 102 of And Another Thing. If you want to become an Eldorado, go to LarryElder.com, fill out the form. You're going to get a free copy of Michael and Me. That is my feature-length documentary where I explore the Second Amendment and where, believe it or not, I actually ambushed Michael Moore the way he did Charlton Heston in the movie. I ambushed him and I asked Mr. Michael Moore 3 times, how many times do Americans use firearms every year to defend themselves? We know how many times they use firearms to kill themselves or to kill others. The question is, are guns valuable as defensive items? How many times do Americans every year, Mr. Moore, use firearms to defend themselves? I asked him that question 3 times, and 3 times he, well, you have to get the, get the movie to find out. Now for episode number 102 of And Another Thing, I want to talk about the travails of Mr. Bill Cosby. I'm sure you have heard now, several women have now come forward and have alleged that Mr. Cosby raped them. Specifically, each MO sounds the same. He has them drink something, gives them some sort of drug, they wake up and they know that they have been molested. They know that they have been raped, they know they have been touched, they know they have been invaded. One of them said something to her manager. A manager told her to say nothing. Later on, she went to a lawyer. The lawyer laughed her out of the office, she said. She wasn't quiet. She'd been intermittently saying this. Nobody cared. In 2006, Bill Cosby settled a lawsuit out of court where a woman alleged that she was raped. And apparently, there were 9 other witnesses, all women, that were prepared to come forward and say that they too had been molested by Bill Cosby. Again, that was settled out of court. There was a tiny article, I just looked it up in the LA Times, that I didn't even remember. This whole thing started because some comedian named Hannibal, in his routine, said, I don't like the way Bill Cosby lectures us young comedians about using profanity and about keeping our pants up. Okay, we use profanity, we have our pants down, but we haven't raped anybody. And this kind of nervous laughter. And then he says it again, more nervous laughter. And then he literally says on stage, people think I'm joking. Google Bill Cosby and rape, see what happens. Well, I did. And my computer exploded. Over the years, there have been a number of women that have alleged that Bill Cosby did something to them. And either the charges went away, or they were made late, or nobody listened, or he settled it in that case of 2006. Now, why is this relevant? Frankly, it isn't all that relevant. He is no longer at the prime of his career. He has a reputation of America's dad, and now that reputation is tainted forever. But he's not really relevant anymore. He's 77 years old. Let me tell you why this is relevant. There's been a sea change, I've noticed, in recent years over our attitude about sexual assaults, about rape, and about the credibility of rape survivors. We no longer dismiss them. We now listen to them. And even somebody who makes an allegation 30 years ago, as happened in the case of Bill Cosby, is now relevant. That brings me to Bill Cosby and Hillary Rodham Clinton. Why? Over the years, Bill Clinton has had a number of allegations of sexual assault. There is a book called No One Left to Lie To. It's written by a guy named Christopher Hitchens. He's a lefty's lefty. Used to write for Nation magazine, used to write for Vanity Fair. The left loved him. He's British, has a beautiful voice, beautiful accent. Carol from Las Vegas, Nevada. If there was one question you could ask Barack Obama to his face, what would it be? What were you thinking? That's what I would ask him. When he talked about hope and change and transforming America, did you really believe that you were going to transform America, or were you just saying that and you were shocked that you were able to pull off Obamacare, shocked that you were able to pull off the stimulus, shocked that you were able to raise taxes on all these rich people? Did you really believe you were going to pull all that stuff off? Because I didn't. I hope you enjoyed this small excerpt. If you want to see the full video, got to be in El Dorado. Go to my website, LarryElder.com, log in, fill out the form. It'll cost you about $4.75 a month, or about the price of a mocha frappuccino latte at your favorite coffee house. As you can tell, I don't like coffee. I'm a tea drinker. See you next time.